coming in on number 10, Barbie.
Let's go! Let's go, Liam! Let's go!
No.
Yeah,
Let's go!
It, but
Is this a slideshow?
Barbie was my least favorite movie this year.
Dang it.
Wow.
I love you, Liam.
Okay, like let me explain real quick. I actually think Barbie is a really well-made movie. I think
Agreed.
really like the aesthetics of like how they made it look plasticky and made it like actually like in the Barbie land. I think looks good. I think it's awesome. I think the dance sequences in this movie are also awesome. Like they're really smooth and look really good. I also think the Kens are hilarious. I think those are all pros. But then but here's the reason it's last. I'm just not into it.
No, that makes
Yes,
sense.
sir.
That makes sense.
Yes, sir.
It's just
He's
not
not
my
that-
cup of tea.
he's not-
6 out of 10.
Ants! Ants!
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh my gosh, that's above Barbie? Oh,
I know.
no.
Really?
Let me just elephant in the room. Why in the world is this movie above Barbie? It's literally for one simple reason. It's a superhero movie. I like superhero movies.
God dang it,
There's
Liam.
less
Even
females in the movie. That's why Liam likes
even
it.
though Barbie is absolutely a way better made movie than Ant-Man, I just was more entertained watching Ant-Man.
Makes sense, makes sense.
So Ant-Man is higher.
Yeah.
But even though this movie is
Valid.
gonna go above Barbie, I'm criticizing it because I have a lot to say about this movie.
Dang it, man.
Oh, this movie! The trailers for Ant-Man made it look like it was gonna be so good, and I was so hyped and so excited, and then
I agree.
completely missed the mark. My least favorite thing about this movie is its villain. The problem with it is that the villain is like super cool, and throughout the whole movie, he's like super threatening and menacing, like setting him up like he's this major threat, which is what he's supposed to be. But at the very end of the movie, want to know how they defeat him?
Ants!
Bunch of ants, exactly.
Ants!
Oh, it gets on my
Ant.
nerves.
Garbage movie. Move it down to 2.
So it's just all in all, 6.1 out of 10. It's the Mario movie.
Really?
You all know me. I'm a big Mario fan.
He's a big Mario guy.
I'm a big Mario guy, and actually, when I first saw this movie, I actually enjoyed it. And I don't think it's a bad movie. It's in B tier. I think this is still a good, well-made, fun movie. But the first time you watch it, when it's got all the neat Easter eggs and everything, you don't know what to expect. It's like it brings the nostalgia. But that only works on the first time. When I watched it again, it wasn't bad. It just kind of was like, I don't know why it's lackluster.
It was just lackluster.
Right, exactly. It's lackluster. I don't know. And I don't like Seth Rogen Donkey Kong. It just doesn't work. I'm not even mad about Chris Pratt Mario. I actually think he did a good job. So one of my complaints too, actually, is I'm a big Toad fan. I think a lot of people know that too. I didn't like Toad in this movie. I thought Toad was kind of annoying, which I think most people think Toad's annoying as is. But yeah, I don't know. Jack Black Bowser was good. He was a great villain.
Right, yeah.
Okay, I think everyone agreed on that. Visually, this movie looked good. I think another thing I don't like about it is I like how they incorporated Mario music, but then they also put in like 2000s pop music, and it
I thought that was
work.
funny.
It's kind of funny. Okay, there's certain songs I'm cool with. Like when it plays "I Need a Hero" on that one montage, that's fine. But when they play "Take on Me" when they're entering the UK land, it's just like,
so
come
funny.
on! I don't know. It just like ruins the vibe, in my opinion.
I liked Peach a lot.
Peach was good. Yeah, Peach was cool.
Take on Me was released.
Luigi needed to be in this movie more.
It was
Yeah.
like 1980s.
But all in all, it was still fun. It was still enjoyable. I would definitely still rewatch it for fun. It's actually still the Mario music's fun. It's just fun to watch. It's a good movie. It's honestly not that bad. I just wish it was better, but not a bad movie. 7 out of 10. It's the Flash.
Hmm.
Dang, oh wait, 8? That's crazy.
I watched this movie. I didn't watch this in theaters. This is the only movie on this list I did not see in theaters. I saw this movie when it came to streaming back over the summer, and I watched it with my brother and my dad. And actually, both my brother and my dad didn't really like it, but I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun, good movie. I thought the storytelling. I think if you actually think about the storytelling, because that's time travel in it. I think if you think about the logic too much, it doesn't make any sense. But I've just chosen to not do that. I've just like, that aside, I think the story with they go in with, especially with Barry and the whole trying to save his mom thing, is actually really cool. And I love how they brought Batman back. I know it's fan service-y, but I thought Batman in this movie was really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that. I think part of the reason I also like this movie so much is because we live in an area where Marvel movies suck. So having a superhero movie that was actually like halfway decent was a nice change of pace. Because, well, looking at Ant-Man, the other Marvel movies this year, or just in general recently, haven't been very good. So that's, I think, why I liked Flash as much as I did, because I actually thought it was a nice change of pace, and I thought it was good.
It was mid. Not gonna lie.
I think that's the most common opinion, is that was mid.
I would have put this movie at C. Like,
That's fair.
personally, it's
Yeah,
not
I think
really
a lot of
a
people
good
feel
Marvel
the same.
movie.
I just liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was enjoyable. I thought it was actually a pretty good story. I actually thought it was hilarious. I laughed a good amount of times during this movie. I thought it was a fun movie. Yeah, I just thought it was a pretty actually solid movie.
Out. Get him out of here.
So,
Alright, continue.
Flash, 8 out of 10.
Is there self-help?
8 out of 10 I think is too high. Not 7.5 out of 10.
What do you think? I like turtles.
Now it's number 6.
There's no way. I know what this is. I know what this movie is gonna be. No way, I didn't.
Oh,
There's no
I
way
really
it's
like
higher
this
than these.
Wait, this came out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good movie. I actually like you guys to see this. None of you answered. Actually, no. Actually, you guys did answer. You guys were all just listening, which is fine. You'll have
I was about to say, I didn't answer. Oh, jeez, my bad.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. No, this movie's awesome though. Actually, its animation style is a lot like Spider-Verse's, which I think works great for this movie, especially because the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started out as a comic. Funny enough, this is like the only form of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles media that I've watched. I never watched the show growing up. I've never seen the live-action movies. I've like seen next to no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I actually enjoyed this.
Sir.
I like some people might have called this
So you watched
cringy,
the only
but
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that like grew up that revolved around Gen Z.
Exactly, that is just exactly what I was about to get into. Is that it was like some would say it's kind of cringy. I actually thought it was kind of funny, especially because they make references to like modern media. They somehow I don't know how Riz ended up being in this movie, even though
What?
Riz? What?
Even though
No.
yeah, it was literally Riz. If I'm not mistaken, was literally a meme at the time this was coming out. So I don't know how in the world it made it during production time, but no, there's a Riz joke in this movie. There's also, I'm pretty sure, an Among Us joke.
Oh god. I don't need to watch this.
It's a good movie, I promise. It's actually really fun. It's great.
really
The villain, I love the
it's
villain
really
in this
just a-
movie. The villain in this movie is like really funny.
Does
He's not
Kai
like, super
Cenat have a
threatening.
role in this movie?
Yo, I love Kai Cenat.
The villain in this movie isn't like super threatening, but he's like pretty funny. This is just a good, well-made movie. The action scenes, that's another thing I like. The action scenes in this movie look visually awesome. They're really cool looking, and the music score for this movie is great too. It's just a very good, fun movie to watch. And it actually has an awesome post-credit scene. The only problem is this movie didn't make a lot of money, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a sequel, which sucks because it totally deserves it. But good movie, 8 out of 10. Blue Beetle.
No way.
Really?
I like
Really?
this movie. This is same goes with The Flash. We live in an era. We live in an era where Marvel movies aren't good anymore. So therefore, when I get something that's better than what Marvel's been releasing, I think it's pretty good. It's a nice change of pace of superhero movies. But yeah, I love this. I thought this movie was good. It was enjoyable. I think one of my favorite things about this movie is just how funny it is. Like, there was multiple moments while watching this movie I was busting out laughing in the theater. It's just a really funny movie, and I like its story too. I think the characters are good. I like the main character. I think the story's not like super complicated or anything, which it doesn't need to be. But yeah, I like the character arc. I can't even remember the guy's act. I like the character arc Blue Beetle goes through. I can't remember his actual name in the movie. I think that's what I gave. It's funny now as I'm making this. Okay, I can't edit this currently, but I think I'm gonna swap Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Blue Beetle. I just think the more I think about it, I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is better. So I'm gonna do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 8.5 out of 10, Blue Beetle 8 out of 10. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I like barely remember this movie. Oh, this movie! Good one. Yep.
It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. It's funny. I've been ranting this whole time about how bad Marvel movies were, but thankfully, this one wasn't. This was a good one. This was an actually good Marvel movie. It's like really sad. I almost I actually did cry while watching this movie.
Yeah, this one was crazy.
This one like goes pretty deep and also has some pretty horrific imagery, if I'm not mistaken. I can say if I'm not mistaken because I looked away because I get startled easily. So I don't know
Dude,
how
it was rough.
it is.
It was rough, man. It was rough.
It sounded like it was kind of bad.
It was rough. It was rough.
What was it?
But it's like, I'm pretty sure.
Just go watch it.
Yeah, you just gotta watch it.
Go watch it, man.
I'm just looking up Guardians of the Galaxy horrific imagery.
Horrific imagery.
Guys, go at your own risk. I wouldn't recommend it, but.
That's funny.
I'm fine. Guardians of the
Let's
Galaxy.
see, what do I have to say about this movie? Soundtrack is good as always. Good soundtrack.
What do I look up? Hold on.
Just let Liam go on, Gus.
Sorry.
Goodness gracious.
It's okay. Love Cosmo.
Yeah.
Cosmo's awesome. Groot in this movie. Now my criticism. I really like this film. It's a good Guardians of the Galaxy movie. But I don't know. It's still some people say this is their favorite Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but it's still the first one for me. I don't know. I feel like there's something. I feel like it's I feel like something that made the other one special was how funny they were, and this one wasn't. This one was funny, but it just I don't know. It was missing something.
It was just too sad. That's what it was.
Right. It was like I don't want to watch Guardians of the Galaxy to be sad.
Dude.
I want to have a fun, good time.
Exactly.
I think a little tidbit into my life. This movie right here was my dad and brother's favorite movie of this year, and that's probably why they liked it so much. Is because it had a sad tone to it. Again, back to personal preference with the whole thing with Barbie and Guardians of the Galaxy. Is that it really just comes down to your viewpoint. Like another good example is I just saw the new Godzilla movie today, and it was good. I enjoyed it. But as I was walking out, I'm like, I think I prefer the Godzilla and Kong movies, simply because those are more cartoony and goofy, while this new Godzilla was actually pretty dark.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty serious. So that's
Right.
So, anyway, what do I want to rank this? I almost attempt to say 9 out of 10, but that seems, yeah, sure, 9 out of 10. Oh, now we enter the top 3.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of OSHA violation.
And this next one is going to be controversial.
Oh god.
But I really like this movie. Number 3 on my list. Waka!
Great movie.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, great movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, you know what?
Except my mom liked it too, but my brother and sister and my dad didn't like this movie. But this movie's so good, man.
That was a good one.
It's such a good movie.
Feel-good movie. I just was having a blast the whole time I was watching it because visually it's awesome. I think the actors did a great. A lot of people, not a lot of people actually. My brother and sister said they didn't like Timothy Chalamet. I can't pronounce his last name. Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, of course, Lily can pronounce.
There you go.
I missed Gus getting upset.
Don't worry, we'll get to that. My sister and my sister and brother didn't like him as Wonka, but I thought he did good. I thought He had a good
I think
singing voice.
I think he portrayed it really well. I think he portrayed it really well.
This movie is everything I think Willy Wonka should be, because I interpret Willy Wonka, because that's the whole point of this movie, is that, and that's the part of the reason I love this movie so much, is the kind of not deep message, it's pretty obvious what the message is, but the whole message being, you know, we live in a dark, gloomy world, but if you could bring a smile to someone's face by sharing some chocolate with them, you know, gotta appreciate the little things. Exactly, and I love that. I love that kind of, you know, share your chocolate with the world, find the good things in life. And it also has the message of, you know, let your imagination run wild. Don't let anyone stop you, you know? Even if people judge you or try to stop you like the villains do the Wonka in this movie, who cares? People today would probably shun Willy. If Willy Wonka was a real person and tried to do this, people probably wouldn't shun him, but some people would probably be like, that's cringe, man. It's like, no! I don't care if they're childish dreams. And that's why I love, in one of the songs, Wonka says, you know, talks about how kind of reliving your childhood memories, and that's why I love this, because that's what it makes me feel. It reminds me of when I was younger and I would let my imagination run wild, and then when I would do goofy, silly stuff just for the fun of it. It hit deep, man. It's a good movie. Plus, I love musicals, and this one delivers. Almost all the songs in this movie are great. My favorite being "World of Your Own." It's just such a good movie. Villains are great too. They're like I remember my dad, or I think it was my dad or brother. They're one of the criticisms about the movie. I don't think this is a spoiler. One of the criticisms about the movie for them personally was that the villains were like too evil, but no, they're like comedically evil, and I think it works perfectly with this. Yeah, because it's a silly, goofy Willy Wonka movie. Of course, the villains are gonna be goofy and dumb. It was a great movie. I would love to watch it again. I've listened to the soundtrack, not on repeat. I haven't gone that far, but I've listened to it after I saw the movie a couple times, just because it's. Anyway, enough of me ranting about this movie. I just really love this movie. I want to go see it again. It's great. It makes me feel happy and warm inside. It's just a great feel-good movie. Willy Wonka, 9.5 out of 10. Okay, I know actually I'm way too high with these rankings. That's a 9 out of 10. Guardians is 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, okay. There we go. That sounds right. Now for number 2. This movie rocks!
Yeah.
I love this movie!
Oh, Puss in Boots!
Yeah.
Good movie.
Heck yeah, I saw it twice in
Where do I
theaters.
start, bro? Visually, it's stunning. It's again like Spider-Verse. The act, especially, I wish I could see this movie for the first time again. Seeing it in theaters with the animation, so good. It looks so nice. There's one scene where he's fighting the giant, and the giant is like swinging him on the bell, and Puss is riding the bell, staring at the giant. And when you just have it on the big movie TV screen, it's just like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. Let's see what else. What else did I like about this movie? Yeah, it was just a super fun movie. I laughed a bunch of times while watching this movie. One in particular was a moment me and Gus laughed our butts off, and it wasn't even supposed to be a joke, but we found it hilarious anyway. Yeah, it's just a super cool, fun movie. And one of my things about this movie is the characters. One character I want to talk about is Perrito, that guy right there. He in this movie feels the comedic but also helpful advice character. And in a lot of movies they do that character wrong by making them cringy and annoying. Perrito is not cringy or annoying. He is comedic relief, and he does that actually pretty well. But he also is a helpful aid to these characters in a way that's not stupid or cringy. One of my favorite scenes in this movie is it's one of the scenes where it's when they're in the dark forest. Death shows up and scares the crap out of Puss, where he starts having an anxiety attack, and then he's just sitting there by a tree, breathing he can't stop breathing, and then Perrito just puts his head on his stomach, calms him down, and they just actually have a real slow, deep conversation. It's so simple, but so good. It's just it's a deep moment and otherwise. No! Get that out of here!
Well, there goes that.
Womp womp.
Okay, but
we all knew.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, come on, what other movie's gonna be at the top of
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
before we finish Puss in Boots real quick. It's a great movie, man. 9.5 out of 10. No, 9.1 out of 10. No.
What?
Ranking movies is hard. It's better than Wonka. That was number 2. Number 2
Yep,
on the
yep,
list.
yep, yep.
Number 1.
I'm not going to be a normal villain, Spider-Man. That's right. I'm gonna crease your J's.
This is Thor.
Spider-Man!
Spider-Man! Oh
Spider-Man.
my gosh, where do I begin with this movie, man? Like, almost everything about this movie is perfect and cool and awesome. And this movie still holds up. Like, I just rewatched it again the other week, and it was still awesome. And every time I rewatch it, I'm like, man, can the next one just come out already, please?
Honestly.
It's
Yeah,
just like,
for real.
of course, one of the major things is the animation, as always. It looks even better than the first one. I don't even know how that's possible. But it looks so visually good. Story's great. I know some people have complained about the story, and even after I saw it for the first time, was hesitant about the story. But then when I kind of acknowledged the fact, okay, this is a two-parter. We're not done yet. Whatever didn't make sense in this one, we'll probably get explained in the next one. Help me kind of go past that. But yeah, this movie soundtrack is awesome. Okay, the beginning.
Oh, the soundtrack.
Soundtrack is so good. Okay, in the beginning, there's two of my favorite scenes in this movie. The first one is the beginning scene where it's Gwen kind of doing the monologue, and but it starts off with a drum beat, where the drum beat kicks in, drums start getting louder. As a drum player myself, I think it's awesome. I also love Gwen's theme because it has heavy use of drums. It's just it looks so good. It sounds so good.
It's just so good.
It's just so good.
Yeah, man.
One of my second favorite scenes of this movie is the train scene. The train scene is visually stunning, but what I really like about the train scene is the part at the very end of it when McGill starts talking to Miles about how he's an anomaly. Because I've rewatched that scene again several times in the past weeks. Just everything about it is awesome. Of course, I've already talked about visually. It just looks great seeing them fight. But then, as Miguel starts telling Miles, you're an anomaly, blah blah blah. The music starts swelling up, starts getting a bit more intense, starts getting a bit more, I don't know what the right word is. And then, words can't describe how I feel about this movie. It's just such a good movie. Oh,
it was a great one. It was a goodie.
9.5. Not 10 out of 10. It's very hard to get a 10 out of 10 movie. It's almost
The ending was not the greatest. Not a fan of the ending.
It's a great ending cliffhanger-wise, but that's the thing. It's a cliffhanger.
It's a cliffhanger. Like,
It's a cliffhanger. But yeah, it was just such a good movie. And that does it. That's the tier list.
I like.
Yeah, this year was actually a super great year. Even for the movies that weren't even that great, I just had fun going to, because all of these movies I saw with friends and family, and I just had a blast every time. So
it's all about the experience.
Exactly. It's like even if I didn't like Barbie that much, I still had fun watching it with friends. I still had fun. Yeah, it's just I love movies. They're a great way to bring people together. They're great for storytelling. Yeah, but that's enough out of me. That's enough out of me.
He's clapping.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you,
This is
Liam.
good.